So we're going to move on. This is our final
Yes.
wine. And so here we move to the north to Salta, right? So this is
Yes.
Michel Torino,
Yes.
Ultimus 2010. It took me a second to figure out what the Roman labels were, but it's 2010. So this is a blend of Malbec, 60%, Cabernet Sauvignon, 25%, no, 62 Malbec, 63 Malbec. I know this is like 2-point font on the back here. I can't read that. This is here.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
54 Malbec.
That's not this one.
I know. Ultimus.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is different.
Okay.
This is it's approximately.
Yes.
This is too small to read. 60% Malbec, 25% Cabernet, 7% Tannat. I don't know. Somebody out there with better eyes, read the back label. Tell me what it says.
So definitely, you brought up a word, Tannat.
Tannat.
And Tannat is from Madiran. In South America, who makes Tannat wines? Uruguay.
Uruguay, yeah, absolutely.
But where do you find Tannat? In Salta, the northernmost province wine region in Argentina. We have vineyards in Salta that go up 10,000 feet above sea level.
That's some serious
Yes.
vineyards.
Some crazy people. And
It's 68% Malbec. Thank you.
thank you.
Did I get the Cabernet and I got everything else right, I think. 68, 60 looks alike.
So this is Ultimus.
Wine Wanket. Thank you. This is Ultimus, the highest.
The highest,
Latin.
yes.
Ultimus.
Well, Michel Torino was founded by the Torino brothers in the 1890s, and is one of the traditional premier wineries from the region. Now we have Hess from Colomé, we have Michel Roland, we have my friend Mounier, who is this fabulous winemaker that used to work under Michel Roland when he was working at Echard. We have Echard, another premium winery. And Salta is the house of Torrontés.
Which is the white
Equivalent.
of Malbec, yes.
Yes.
It's
our grape.
In Argentina, is it sort of considered as... Because it's always difficult to understand if Malbec and Torrontés are the Argentine grapes in the U.S. mind, or if it's actually in Argentina the same way.
Well, Torrontés has been one of the most popular white wines in Argentina for the longest time. And definitely Torrontés from Salta is one of the best. And it's actually the only grape that is, we could say, that is totally ours, because it's a natural cross that happened 300 years ago, 200, nobody knows, between Muscat of Alexandria and Criolla.
Okay.
So that's our
So
Torrontés.
it's your indigenous variety.
Yes. So now, color. We talked before about the thermal amplitude. Okay. In Salta, it can be 105 degrees during the day at noontime, and it goes down to 50 at night. You see the color? Reds from Salta are the brightest and the most dense.
This is dense. This is dense. This is the little bit of the bottle shot. People like to include that.
Yeah.
I believe this is...
Yeah. Oh my God. So, because this is our last wine, Greg, let's say salud.
Salud. Salud. We have a question here from Advice Sister. Do people in Argentina dine late, like in Greece?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know Greece, but in Argentina, if you go at 8 o'clock to a restaurant, you're eating with the waiters.
Yeah. Up at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yeah, you are an early bird. You're an American having dinner.
It's 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
the different customs around the
Yeah.
world.
And babies, you can take your children at 11 o'clock at the restaurant, they're eating.
So here, first thing that hits me texturally, how different this is. This is it's a different beast entirely. This is really finely focused.
Beautiful spiciness.
Beautiful spiciness, beautiful detail on the palate. Just beautiful texture. it's a relatively powerful wine, but it's at the same wine also fairly lightweight on the palate. And it says 15% alcohol. I think it holds its alcohol exceptionally well.
Steak.
This is like a knife.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a question here, and it's a very interesting question. Somebody asked a big jump in price. These are $50. The Altamus is $50. The Terrazas de los Andes is $50. The Dedicato is $25. And somebody asked, do you guys think it's worth almost double? It's actually slightly more than double, 24 to 50. But okay, the question is very valid, and it's a very interesting question. And I think that here's one of the big problems with wine. The more expensive a wine gets, the less, for lack of a better word, the less ready it is when it's released for the most part. Great wines are more expensive because people cellar them, because people tend to expect something special to happen as they evolve. And as far as a worth question, wine is only worth what you think it's worth. If you don't think it's worth double, then it's not worth double. Do I think it's worth double to drink today? I'm not sure for today. Out of all four of these wines, I could say the Altamus is my favorite. Mm-hmm. That's no question. They're all excellent. But that's the kind of things that goes into it's a value judgment.
Yes, a value judgment. But if we think about the winery, why when they produce, let's say, the Terrazas or the Altimos and even Fleischmann Dedicato, they have, let's say, 1,000 acres of vineyards or 500 acres of vineyards. They had to select probably 50 acres that will be dedicated to these type of wines. And then they have to do green harvest. They have to make sure that the grapes are of the top quality.
Which is lots of canopy management for sun.
Yes, it's very intense.
It's very intensive work.
And then they have to think of the oak aging process. And probably they have to use new French oak. And the barriques today are close to $1,000 one. Sure. So, and then they have to think of the bottle and the cork. Even if the bottle is not as heavy as the Fleischmann, you require a cork that is at least 5 millimeters or 6 on the centimeters. I said millimeters.
I was going to say, these are pretty cheap, those. And these are probably
long
even,
ones.
Even a little more.
So, if I have to make an equation, is a Ferrari Testarossa better than a Ford? So, yes.
Not if you're going shopping.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This is interesting because we spoke about Bernarda before.
Yes.
Would I buy this wine to serve with pizza or a hamburger? No. I mean, this for me, this Altamus, it what popped into my mind were big roasted beef ribs, something that's very intense, or short ribs, very intense, very rich, that needs a wine that's powerful like this, but that has cut that can refresh the palate after you're eating some braised or grilled, deep, intense food.
Yeah. And this is also, it has to be a unique culinary experience. This is a wine to enjoy, and you cannot drink it. I have to sit on this wine. It's not a wine to quaff.
No, this is not a quaffing wine. Not a quaffing wine. It is interesting, though, because for me, we tried the Dedicato, and I got more, which is the other blend. I got more Cabernet and maybe a little Syrah of that. This Altamus, even though it's a lower percentage of Malbec, it seems to be speaking more of Malbec, to me at least, than the Dedicato.
And you notice the acidity.
Yes.
Because you talked about the 15 degrees alcohol. Where is the alcohol? It's not in the nose, it's not in the palate, it's not in the throat. So where is the alcohol? The alcohol is perfectly blended with the acidity, with the body, the tannins and everything. And it's in 2010.
It's hard. I mean, it is.
These tannins are not 2010 tannins.
No, very refined.
Yes.
Very polished, sweet tannins. But it is frankly surprising that this, has 15% or around 15% alcohol.
Yeah.
And there's just no reason for them to lie. Very impressive wine.